so I'll be calling upon her. We'll have a couple other advisors that might be popping in and out, and other students as well, okay? A couple housekeeping things while I've got your rapt attention, okay? Take a look at the bag that the NSO folks gave you. Take a look at your neighbor's bag. Can you tell the difference? Not really. Neither have many of our other students that have come through here this summer. Occasionally we've had students pick up the wrong bag at the end of the day, which has caused some troubles. Some students who've had their wallets, their glasses, or whatever in their bag. Please take ownership of your bag. Make sure that you know where it is and you check it before you leave, okay? Second thing on my agenda is you guys are all adults. The things that I'm going to be talking about, Victoria are going to be talking about with you today, are very important for your entrance to major process as well as your potential graduation from the College of Engineering. So, if you want to be watching YouTube videos on your phone, that's all up to you, but please try to be paying attention. The things, as I mentioned, the things that we'll be talking about are going to be important. We'll try to make it as exciting as we can. Again, no promises with that. But they are important. It's very frustrating when we go through all of this and then students start asking questions about what we just talked about. You know how it is, right? You've never heard that from your folks, I don't think. Anyway, all right. So I think that's all I've got right now. Let's get the ball rolling. Welcome to the College of Engineering. You guys we're glad to have you. We're ready to start the final process of your NSO experience in making your schedule. At the close of our presentation in about an hour, you're going to be meeting one-on-one with an advisor to be talking over your schedule and your potential major a little bit. But in the meantime, the reason you're here is so you can become a world-class engineer, okay? Penn State, these are the attributes that Penn State values as a world-class engineer, okay? And as they're listed there, we want our students to be solidly grounded. We want to make sure that you have a solid education in the math and sciences. So you're going to see in your recommended academic plan that you're going to have a lot of math and sciences included in your recommended academic plan. We want you to be technically broad. We want to make sure that you are able to speak across the different disciplines, not only in civil engineering, but maybe a little bit in computer science or mechanical. So we want to make sure you have a little bit of background in various areas in engineering. We want to make sure you're globally engaged. We want to make sure that you realize you're not always going to be talking to the person next door, the person in the next state. You could be very well talking to someone completely across the world. So we want to make sure you have a little bit of global education in your plan. We want you to be ethical. No one's going to be making things that are going to destroy things. Okay, it's all your powers are for good here. We want you to be innovative. We want you to be creative. Excellent collaborators. You will not be sitting in your cubicle all day working on one project by yourself. Engineers do a lot with other engineers and other professions, so you need to be able to make sure that you can talk to different people and work well together. And visionary leaders, we want to make sure that you have a vision and you know how to achieve the goal that you're after. Okay, things we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to talk to you about the different advisors that you can be meeting with, the difference between faculty and academic advisors, talking about entrance to major requirements for your major, how to navigate tools, and that's where Victoria's going to come into play. She's going to talk with us about how to use LionPath. Time management, which I know you touched on throughout your last 36 hours or so here, but it's very important. And by the time you leave here today, you're going to have an appropriate schedule for your intended major. Okay, advising. You can see my picture up there, as well as the other Jen, whom you met downstairs. There's two Jens. And then Laura and Melissa are also academic advisors with the College of Engineering. During your first 3 or 4 semesters, you'll be meeting with one of us. We'll be your advisors to help you through this process. Okay? We also have faculty advisors on hand, so if you have a particular question about a major, specific major question, we have faculty advisors on hand for each of our different departments. So you can make an appointment in our office and talk with a faculty advisor as well. We can talk to you about schedule planning, entrance to major requirements, majors and minors through the College of Engineering, or other minors that are available on campus. And that is our location. We're in 208 Hammond, that's downstairs. And that's our phone number. It's on all the pages you got downstairs when you checked in, our phone number, our email address, and our location, okay? All right, moving forward. Stand up if your current major is aerospace, architectural, biological, or biomedical. All right, welcome all. Next round, have a seat, guys. Chemical, civil, computer engineering, computer science. Where's that group? Okay, relatively small. Yesterday I had a very large group of this section. Have a seat. Very good. Where is my data scientist? Any data scientists? All right. Electrical, engineering science, industrial, mechanical, or nuclear engineering. Where are you? All right. Actually, that's rather small as well. Thank you for bringing me in. All right. Very good. Who's ENGR? What's your current? Whose current major is ENGR? No one?
I'm undecided.
Okay. Got news for you. You are all ENGR majors right now. Okay? So if you were to log into your information and it says major, it's going to say ENGR. It's not going to say CE or CHE. Okay? You guys are in pre-engineering status, and that is your major currently. Congratulations, you're all in the same major. Very good. All right. So, you're an ENGR, but you have a goal. You want to be in an engineering major. How do you get there? Okay? Your first semester, first year, into maybe your third, maybe even your fourth semester. Okay? This is when you're doing some exploring. Okay? You want to make sure that you're choosing the appropriate major for you. And we want to make sure that you do that as well. That's where you can come in and you can talk to those faculty advisors to make sure you're making the right decision. In the fall, we have major nights, so if you're debating between civil engineering or you want to know what in the world industrial engineering is, you can go to these major nights and the departments are holding, and you can get information on these different programs, okay? So we really, as I mentioned, you really want to make sure that you're making the right decision. Once you hit 40 to 59 Penn State cumulative credits, that's when you can apply for your major, okay? That's the window during which you apply, okay? You can't apply when you're at 39 Penn State credits, and it's too late after 59 and a half, okay? So we really need to make sure that you're paying attention to that credit window. This is Penn State credits only. This does not include AP credits or transfer credits, okay? AP credits and transfer credits can potentially count as completed course requirements, but they're not going to count toward this Penn State credit window during which you can apply for your major. Does that make sense? Questions on this? Okay. All right, and then once you do that, then you can apply for your major. And there's other things that go with that, and I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, okay? All right, your computers. Let's log on with this website, okay? COE access / that's the button right above the enter, NSO. The password is capital C, class of 2020, exclamation point. There's no spaces in there. Those of you that don't have a computer, just kind of look over the shoulder of a good friend of yours. Anybody having trouble? We all good? Okay. One of the, I'm going to keep this slide up for a second. One of the things that we do want to talk to you about is the fact, or is engr.psu.edu is an important website, okay? That's going to have all of your information on your recommended academic plans, the majors that are offered through the College of Engineering, minors that are offered, career services. The career services website is there. So if you need to get ready for the career fair, That's a great resource to look at. I'm going to move on to the next slide. You guys good? Okay. Entrance to major requirements, if you've got questions about that. Policies, procedures for the College of Engineering, engr.psu.edu is a great place to get that information. Okay? All right. Moving on here. All right, one of the tabs that you have open, should be the first one that came open, is this one here. Okay? This is our advising page. Once you're on engr.psu.edu, you can go to students and then advising. This is the page that's going to pop up. Okay? On the left-hand side here, I want you to go to entrance to major. I'm on that green menu there. Hit entrance to major, please. Okay? You're going to have 3 tabs. Okay? Read those 3 tabs and tell me which one you should be looking at if you are looking at your entrance to major requirements. Which one makes sense for your group? The third one, which says students entering Penn State in the summer of 16, fall of 16, or spring of 17. That's your group. That's where you're going to go to find your entrance to major requirements. Those are going to be different than the current sophomores and the current juniors that are also posted there. So please make sure you're looking at the appropriate entrance to major requirements for your group. Go ahead and click on that. You can scroll down. You can look at the entrance to major requirements. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because I'm going to talk more in depth about that in just a minute, okay? All right, so let's click back to our previous page, okay? And I want you to go to graduation requirements along the green menu, okay? Graduation requirements. From there, I want you to hit sample academic plans. You're going to get this huge, crazy matrix kind of looking thing, okay? On there, along the left-hand side, that's all of our campuses, because you can start at any one of our 20 campuses and continue on with an engineering major, okay? But the one that you're going to be concerning yourself with is the ones that says University Park, okay? Right now, go along the left, find University Park, and I want you to scroll over to Computer Engineering. That's CMPEN, and open up that link. And it's going to give you the Computer Engineering Recommended Academic Plan, or Sample Academic Plan. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a button that says Filter. Click on that. Okay? From there, I want you to click on the Entrance to Major button. Everything on that list that's an Entrance to Major course is going to be underlined. Take a look at that. Is Econ 102 or 104 an Entrance to Major course for computer engineering? Is it? No, it's not underlined. So it is not an Entrance to Major course. Okay? The next button down on the filters would say you need a C or higher, a requirement for C or higher. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go back. Keep looking at the Entrance to Major. In addition to Math 140 and 141, what other math is part of the Entrance to Major requirement for computer engineering? Yes, ma'am?
Math 250.
Math 250, that one is underlined. So that one is going to be an Entrance to Major requirement. Okay? All right, let's go back to our advising page, to the green menu again. Okay, graduation requirements again. Go to flow charts. And then click on electrical engineering. And it's going to bring up this page, okay? The flow chart takes that sample academic plan and it puts it into a flow chart that gives you kind of a pictorial representation of the order in which you could take your classes, okay? When I say could take your classes, a lot of those depended on some prerequisites or co-requisites. Some courses you have to have before you move on to the next. Makes sense that you would take Calculus 1 before you move on to Calculus 2, right? Okay, so this is kind of what's going to help guide which courses you need to take either at the same time or one before the other. If you look at the second semester, okay, you're going to look at Physics 212, that solid line that goes from Physics 212 to EE 210. That means you need to take and complete Physics 212 before you can move on to EE 210. The dotted line that goes from EE 210 to EE 200, that means you either have to take EE 210 first, and then EE 200, or you can take them in the same semester. Okay, does that make sense? All right, very good. Okay. Put the computers away, not don't put them away, but just guys up here now. We're done with computers for a little bit. Okay? How to qualify for a major. Okay? Here's that 40 to 59 Penn State credit count. Again, very important. That's your window to enter to declare your major. You have to have a C or higher in 6 entrance to major courses, and I'm going to go over those in just a few minutes. Okay? You need to have a minimum 2.0 GPA. The minimum 2-point GPA is what's required of all students entering into a major at Penn State. Many of our engineering programs require a much higher GPA than that 2.0. And again, I'm going to go over those for your class in just a minute. Okay? And the higher GPA for those majors is because it's under enrollment controls, and I'm going to go over that as well in a minute. Okay? Your entrance to major courses. Everyone here, I didn't have any data sciences, right? Okay. If you're an engineering or comp sci student, these are 4 of your 6 required courses. Calculus 1, Calculus 2, Physics, Mechanics, and Physics, Electricity, and Magnetism. You have to take those 4 and get a C or higher. Then it splits off a little bit, okay? Our engineering students, you're going to be required to take the Chem of 110 and the differential equations, either the 4 or the 3 credits, depending on your major. For computer science students, it's the 4 above, as well as computer programming 2 and calculus 3, okay? Those are your 6 entrance to major courses. Questions on this? Okay. All right, data sciences, just a real quick peek in case you do decide at some point that you're interested in data sciences. 2 calc courses, 2 programming courses, a STAT and an IST course are your entrance to major with a C or higher. Okay, these are the GPAs that are required for your intended majors. Okay, so I'm going to try to get out of the way here a little bit. Okay, so once you hit that 40 to 59 credit window, you're able to apply for your major. You have to have those 6 entrance to major courses either completed or in progress the very next semester, and you need to have this GPA, okay? For aerospace, if you're at 59 credits and you have your 6 entrance to major courses, but you have a 2.99, are you going to get into aerospace? No. You are not, okay? So that GPA is very important in making sure that you get the appropriate one for your major, okay? If you don't get a 3.0, does that mean you're done? No, you can look at something else that has a lower GPA recommendation. Okay? All right. So why do we have these, why these GPAs? Okay? Does that mean that yes, sir?
It's competitive.
Competitive, a little bit, yep. Let me get into this. I had a roll. I was on a roll. Nobody ever raises their hand, so good for you, but yeah. All right. It has nothing to do, this young man is right, they are competitive at Penn State, okay? It has nothing to do with the job that you'll get at the end, the money you'll get paid once you get your degree, the quality of the professors in each department. It is strictly supply and demand, okay? Look at the number of students that we have in this room. Look at the number of computers we have. It's not very fun if you're sitting in the corner with no computer to really keep yourself engaged. I'm trying the best I can to keep you guys engaged, I am. But it's better to have all the equipment, all the professors that you need, and the appropriate amount of room, okay? So we really have to limit the number of students that get into a program based on the space, based on the professors, based on the equipment that we have, okay? All right, quick review. First year, you're exploring all your different options with your majors, okay? 40 to 59 credit counts, once you hit 40 completed Penn State credits, that button's going to show on LinePath to allow you to apply for your major. At 59 and a half, it closes, okay? So you got to watch that credit window. Complete 6 entrance to major courses, have the minimum GPA that you need. At that point, you can apply for your major. And at 60 plus credits, you're on your way, okay? Are we good? All right, very good. How much time studying should you spend every week? About 15, 16 credit week is what is required for engineering, okay? Pretty much recommended. So somewhere between 15 and 17 you'll have. How much time should you spend studying for that type of credit count? What do you think?
A.
A, I'm hearing some A's, I hear a D. B, oh, that's a little better. Okay, all right. That amount of time spent much studying you do, but it's also how you study. And Victoria's going to come up and give you her theory on this, or her perspective on it, because when I went to college, I used a burnt stick and a pail to do my homework on. Thank you for whoever laughed. It really isn't that bad. Okay, come on up.
Hi everybody, my name is Victoria. I'm a senior studying mechanical engineering here at Penn State. So today I'm just going to share a little bit about my experience. So don't hesitate to interrupt me if you have any questions, okay? I know a lot of people ask me, is engineering a lot time commitment? The answer is yes. But I just want you to know that, even though it's a lot of time commitment, but it's absolutely worth it. I was able to get a co-op, which is a longer internship with Volvo group trucks when I was a sophomore. And it was a great experience for me, and I learned a lot of things. So all the hard work that you put in, you're going to get a lot of things out of it. So don't be afraid, to learn new things. At the same time, I want you to know that here at Penn State, we have a lot of great resources to help you succeed. For example, tutoring. Here we have free tutoring for all the students. So, if you're having a hard time in the class, don't just stay there. Go ask for some help. At the same time, we have study groups. Actually, one of my friends, she is a facilitator for Chem 110. So what she does is she holds review sessions before midterms and finals to help students get prepared. So, if it's the last minute and you don't know what to do, maybe go to those review sessions and then get yourself prepared. At the same time, office hours are also your master's before. Yes? Are we also? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And at the same time, I'm working as a undergrad researcher here at Penn State. So what I'm working on two projects right now. One of them is a sneezing project. So I just 3D printed a human model like this big, and we're injecting fluids from the bottom to see what's going to happen when people sneeze, which is a really cool project. And another one is a really, really cool project I'm sure all of you, or most of you, will like. So, are you guys playing the Pokemon Go games right now?
Yeah. Oh my God, yes.
Yes, I saw some of you were playing that here. So, imagine you're having that game, but in a real world instead of just on your phone. So the game that I'm working on, so I'm kind of developing a game. So we're trying to make a virtual world where you can interact with objects in it. So put an Oculus wrapped glass on, and you should be able to interact with any object in the virtual environment. So maybe in the future, instead of capturing your Pokemon with your finger, you can actually just wrap them and put it in your pocket. So there are a lot of things going on here, and I highly encourage you to explore a lot of things here at Penn State. And this is a great opportunity for you to explore many new things and make friends. So enjoy your college life.
Follow up on what Victoria was talking about. One of the quotes from Dr. Barron is that if you're going to purchase a sports car, don't drive it at 20 miles an hour. Okay, you really want to get the best you can out of it. The analogy is with the college, obviously. Okay, you guys are paying for a sports car. Drive it like it's a sports car. Okay. All right. How do you measure your success? Okay. You guys are bright. You're very smart. You're in the College of Engineering at Penn State. That's no feat that is not recognized. Okay. Now, with that, okay, every day for like 50 days across the summer, we're doing an NSO with this many students, if not more. Okay. Now think about those students. Those students were also in the top 10 to 20% of their class. Can you all be in the top 10 to 20% of the graduating class in 2020? You really can't. Okay. So again, only 10 to 20% of you are going to be in that upper class. Okay. So basically, what I'm trying to say to you is a C is not bad. Make sure that you're maintaining the GPA that you need for your entrance to major. But I have a lot of students that come in and really upset over a C. Actually, I had a student come in last year and was, I need to drop this class. I'm not doing well in it. It's not going well. I got to get out. Talked a little bit more. Came to realize that they had a B in the class. They had never, ever gotten anything lower than an A, all through high school, elementary school, whatever. So the B was devastating to them. And, we talked and we're like, it's college, it's different. A B is good, it's not going to tank your GPA based on where they are, okay? So just kind of keep things in perspective, all right? That's basically the gist of that, okay? All right, appropriate course load. 15 to 17 credits is normal for what I mentioned earlier, okay? In your schedule, you want to put a balance between the technical courses and your general ed, okay? You're going to have a lot of technical math courses, science courses. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be tough, okay? What we do recommend is every semester maybe put something in there that's not quite so heavy, okay? Just to kind of keep the balance going. A lot of students want to come in and get those gen-eds right out of the way. That's okay. Not always appropriate to be making progress in your majors. So those are things that we're going to want to talk about as we move forward. Okay? At 15 to 17 credits, it also gives us some cushion that if you need to drop a course. Okay? Some students only want to take 12 credits their first semester. They might only want to take physics, math, maybe chemistry, programming class, something like that, to get to about 12, 13 credits. That's a very, very heavy load. If you only have 12 or 13 credits, you cannot drop any of your courses and remain full-time, okay? Full-time is considered 12 credits and above. If you go below 12 credits, then you get into some issues with financial aid. If you're an international student, that gets a little sticky as well. So if you get into that time where you might need to drop a course, and hopefully you're all staying at that 16, 17 credits, so we can work with you much easier. But come and talk to an advisor if we ever get to that point, okay? The 16, 17 credits, 15 to 17, also allows you to complete your degree in 8 semesters, okay? All right, gen ed requirements. I know you talked about gen ed requirements across the last 2 days. We're going to get it one more time, talking specifically about engineering, okay? In your requirements, 9 writing and speaking courses are required, 6 quantification credits, and 9 natural science credits are required to graduate from Penn State. These 3 groups are all going to be taken care of in the course load for your engineering program. Writing and speaking, the 9 credits are going to get covered in the freshman English, public speaking, and technical writing courses that are required. Quantification, you are going to blow that 6 credits out of the water. Okay, 6 is going to seem like a cakewalk. Those 6 credits are going to be met in your 2 first entrance to major courses, the Math 140 and Math 141. The natural science courses, again, are going to be well taken care of in your 2 physics courses that are required and your chemistry course. Okay, computer science, kids, where's my computer science group? Okay, if you're considering computer science, you do not need to take Chem 110 as your requirement. You can choose another natural science course. There is a list of courses that you're not allowed to take, so make sure we're paying attention to that. But you can take, we do recommend if you're not sure about computer science or maybe you're thinking engineering, to go ahead and take that Chem 110 as your natural science requirement. Okay? Data sciences, again, has different requirements, so that the GNs would be open as well for your different options. Okay, moving on with gen ed requirements. Here's that 3 extra credits that's needed by comp sci, or for comp sci, 9 credits for data sciences. Health and physical activity, those are your gym and your health courses. You need 3 credits of those. As a freshman today, you're very likely not going to find any gym courses that are appealing to you. If you like ballroom dancing, there might be one of those available. Have at it if you like it. But we always recommend that you wait until about your junior or senior year when you have your pick of the gym courses you'd like to take. Okay. This blue group here, arts, humanities, social, behavioral sciences. For an engineering major, this is where you're going to get your choice of courses to take for the most part. Okay. Anyone interested in architectural engineering? Okay. Architectural engineering, you're going to meet your art requirements with 2 required courses for architectural engineering. The Architecture 100 and Art History, okay? We need 6 credits of arts, 6 credits of humanities, and 6 credits of social behavioral sciences. Anyone studying engineering will have to do either micro or macroeconomics, okay? So that is included in that 6 credits. Within that, it's 18 credits total. If you want to take one of these categories and weight it heavier than the other, you can do a 9-6-3 combination. You can talk to your advisor and we'll help you walk through that once we get to that point. The US and IL, the International Cultures and US Cultures, is also a requirement for graduation. Those you're going to find built into your arts, humanities, and social behavioral sciences. Okay? You're not going to be able to find an art component in a calculus course. It doesn't happen, so don't look for it. Okay? You're going to find those US and IL within your gen-eds here. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on from that. You also need to take a first-year seminar. Okay. Right now, today, there are very few that are available. This is a list of ones we did have throughout the semester. Architectural engineering, as of yesterday, there were a couple first-year seminar seats, and if anyone was interested in an environmental engineering first-year seminar, there were a couple seats yesterday as well. But we can talk through that with your advisor to see if that's an appropriate thing for you to schedule this semester. If you don't get it this semester, you'll be required to take it next semester. Okay? It's not a first semester seminar; it's a first-year seminar. So as long as you get it somewhere in your freshman year, you're good to go. We do recommend that you take one through the College of Engineering. If you take one through Women's Studies, it might not be quite as interesting to you as an engineering one would be. Okay? All right. Do you have AP credits or transfer credits, and should you use them? Okay? That's a personal choice. That's going to be up to you and what you feel is best for you. Okay? That's a discussion you'll have with your advisor when you go into the other room. Okay? Some of you might have credit to move forward into Calculus 2, but you're debating, did I really learn enough in high school to be able to succeed well in Calculus 2 here at Penn State? Those are things you need to think about. It is fine if you determine that that is not a good placement for you and that you want to take Calculus 1 again here at Penn State. That is perfectly fine. Okay? Again, that's something that you'll need to determine on your own. That first week during classes, if you do decide to take the Calculus 2 and you decide you want to do Calculus 1 instead, you can make a change to that schedule during the first week of class. Okay? Some things that you need to think about when you're determining whether you should schedule the Math 140 or 141 or higher, or Physics 2 or whatever. Do you feel you've mastered the material to move forward? Are you confident in the score that you received? Okay. Conversely, we don't want you to be bored in the course either. Okay. Some students take that course again, will take a course over for the easy A, and then they won't work in it. Okay. It's not an easy A. You still have to work to get the grade that you need to get in there. Okay. Do you need the review? If you think that you need a review of Calculus 1, go ahead and take it again. And then we also look at your ALEKS score. Okay. Today you'll only be able to schedule whatever your ALEKS score allows you to schedule. Okay, once your AP score or transfer credits end up on your transcript and line path, then you'll be able to go ahead and schedule the appropriate math. Okay? How about questions here? I'm almost done, guys. I know it's hot. I'm sorry. Okay. Moving on with the ALEKS score. Okay, you can look at where you scored here. I think this is in your booklet as well, just as a quick review. Based on where you scored, that'll be your placement for today. You can always retake. There's some learning modules if you want to redo it. You can do the learning modules and then take the test again to see if you can score where you think you should be placed. So that's basically it. All right, deadlines for a 15-week course. Some things that you need to keep in mind. Okay, the day the classes begin through 6 calendar days, and actually it's from the day that you make your schedule. So at the end of the day today, through August 27th, that's the Saturday after classes start, you can make any changes to your schedule and nothing is going to show up on your transcript, okay? So if you leave here today and say, I really wanted the sociology, not the psychology that I signed up for, you can go home and you can make that change, okay? When you start classes, maybe it's Tuesday and you're huffing and puffing trying to get from Wagner to Hammond in 15 minutes, you're not going to be able to do that, okay? So you're going to have to realize I need to adapt my schedule a little bit because I'm just not getting from place to place in a timely manner, okay? You can make those changes up until that Saturday of classes. From that 7th day through the 12th week of class, you can drop a course. This is the late drop period, okay? So let's say you didn't do well in your sociology test, the first one. You didn't do well in your second sociology paper, and you're looking at a potential D or F in this class you thought you would do well in, okay? This is when you want to start considering a late drop, okay? You want to make sure you have that cushion, that 16, 17 credits. That'll allow you to drop a 3-credit course. Come in and talk over your options with us, okay? Because you will have to take a course for the gen-ed again, okay? So there's some implications with that. Come in and talk that over with us. But this is the timeline where you have that late drop capability. If you drop a course during this time, it's going to show up as a WN on your transcript. It's going to show up as a withdrawal no grade for that particular class, okay? From the day the classes start through the last day of classes, not the last day of finals, but the last day of classes. That is the withdrawal period. That's when you can withdraw from the university altogether, okay? This is something that we would look at is if something terrible happened at home, your grades were not recovering for all of your classes. Let's say you had a concussion in the middle of October, and your grades were really good at the beginning, but they've been slumping because of this injury. You just can't recover from that. That's when you might want to consider withdrawal, when all of your grades are suffering, okay? Again, that would be another time to come in and talk with an advisor over your options with that, okay? All right, and that's all I have. How about questions of anything that I just talked about? All right, fine, good. All right, Victoria's going to show you how to use LionPath. This is when you're going to be scheduling. Please pay attention to her. She's going to ask you to not log on to LionPath yet. So just so you can pay attention to what she's doing. And then once she's done and we talk about how to schedule, the people that don't have a computer, we're going to put you in the the overflow room, and then you'll be able to work with an advisor over there. Okay? Go ahead, Victoria. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, hi everyone. Now let's get started with LionPath. So LionPath is a platform that allows you to register for all of your classes, so it's a really helpful and useful platform. So yeah, please, like Jen just mentioned, please pay attention, just watch. It will be great if you can just, follow my step instead of trying to actually click through. It's going to be really quick. Let's see. So, I'm just going to type LionPath.psu.edu. Whenever you open it up, you can use your Penn State ID and password to log in. Yeah, this is really important. If you don't know how to do this, you might have trouble registering today. So first, log in and then go to, I skipped the first step. So go to self-service and student center. And then the first thing that I want you to do, like before I even started, there are 3 things we need to keep in mind. The first one is always check your holds and to-do list, which is on this section on the right, okay? And then the second thing is when you try to schedule for the main classes, for example, math, physics, chemistry, Econ 102, things like that, or e-design, all those main classes, we're going to do them in the schedule builder, which I'll be showing you in a minute. The last section is if you try to schedule a gen-ed, which are those general education classes, or a first-year seminar. Sometimes we call them FYS. So those classes, we're going to find them in LionPath. Okay, so 3 points. Always check your holds and to-do list, and main courses in LionPath, and first-year seminar and gen-ed are in. Oh no, actually, main courses are in Schedule Builder. And then first-year seminars and general education are in LionPath. Okay, we're gonna do that in the end of the presentation as well. Okay, well now let's get started. So I first checked my to-do list and holds. I don't have anything there, but some of you might have financial pre-registration, something like that under your holds. So make sure you do that because you won't be able to register until those items are completed. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. The next step is I'm going to show you one of the coolest features within LionPath. It's called Schedule Builder, so it's on the left. So if I click on that and click here, So now it opens up a new web page for schedule builder. So this web page actually allows you to generate a schedule for yourself. I'm going to delete all these three because that's what I did yesterday. Okay, so there are two things that we want to check after we get here. First is campuses. Make sure you only select University Park for campuses. So if all of them are selected, make sure you uncheck all of them and only select University Park and then click on check and save. The next thing we want to check is colleges. Make sure all the colleges are selected. Okay, so after these two things, and then we're good to go. I believe you will have this package. So when you are trying to add classes in there, make sure you follow the academic plan on the first page in your packet. So now I'm just gonna add a few courses here as an example. So make sure, so first step, click add course. For example, if I want to take Econ 102, okay, or Econ 104, let's do Econ 104. So just type Econ and 104, okay, and then add course. Now this course is added to schedule builder. Next one, any suggestions? No one said? Map 140, okay. So we just do map. And then 140. So basically just repeat this step depending on how many classes you have. Okay? I'm going to do one more example. Any suggestions? Chemistry. Okay, and then add course. Okay, now these three classes are added. And now we're going to go ahead and generate schedules. Now we're just ignoring the GH, GA, and GS and first year seminar. Because these four classes are more important for now. So make sure you select all the courses that you want to schedule for the fall semester, and then generate schedules. Usually they will give you a lot of options, and it's going to take forever for you to pick one. So what we suggest you to do is maybe add breaks if you want to eliminate some of the options. So if you're not a morning person, maybe you want to add a break, say morning, just type morning. I already have a morning. So maybe I'll say evening or night. If I don't want to have any classes after 6 p.m., just add a 6. So 11 is good, 11 p.m. and for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, and then add break. Now you can select this break along with all the classes that you just, or I just selected. And then click generate schedules. Now you should have less schedules. Yeah, so we have less. Now your goal is to find the ideal one for yourself. So click on view, so you can see here, view, click on view, and then you're gonna have a more detailed overview on the schedule. Make sure you don't hit this back button on the web page instead we recommend you to hit this back, because if you click on this back button, it's going to mess up the entire system. So make sure you always click on this back if you want that. Okay, and you can also put your mouse on top of this magnifying glass to see, in general, what the schedule looks like. So the purple is my grade, and all different colors stand for different classes. Okay, and you click on each of them, and maybe this one, not too bad. I'm a morning person, start at 8 a.m. I don't have nothing in between, which is perfect if you want to fit in other classes. So if this looks good to you, what you could do is click on the Send to Enrollment card. Okay. And there's another feature that I want to mention is if there is a specific section that you like, you can go ahead and click this lock. Then this section will be locked, and everything else will change except for this. Okay. Also, before you send everything to enrollment card, specifically for physics and chemistry, make sure you check the section. So click on this information details and make sure they don't have specific controls. Sometimes they will say, prerequisite, you have to be in sociology major to add this course. Some things that you might not satisfy. So make sure you click on the information and check you meet all the requirements and prerequisites. Okay, and then if everything looks good, and send this to enrollment card. This is really important. Send this to enrollment card. Now everything from Schedule Builder is transferred to LinePath. So we just go back to LinePath and click on this course enrollment. yellow button, click on import cart, then now everything else is gonna transfer here. So just click on next, next, and next. Next step is proceed 2 of 3. Okay. The last step, we're almost done. So this finish enrolling is your last step. And please don't hesitate to click on this. A lot of people think, oh, I don't think this is the perfect schedule. Go ahead and finish enrolling because the earlier you schedule, the more options you have. If you don't click on this finish enrolling, somebody else might take your section. So we highly encourage you to finish enrolling if you have, a pretty good schedule. So don't spend too much time on the schedule builder to try to find the perfect schedule for yourself. If there's something that looks really nice, just go ahead and enroll, okay? I'm not gonna click on it now because I already took all these classes 3 years ago. So this is just to show you how to do it, okay? Yeah, like I said, you can always make changes on the schedule here. So if you want to drop any of these classes, so go to enroll, and there is a drop under enroll this tab here. So just click on drop, and then you can drop. So select the drop class, drop select class. I'm not going to drop them because this is my full semester schedule, and I really like them. But this is just to show you how to use this feature, okay? Okay, now we're almost done. We have some more features to show you. So here, we have at our first year seminar and general education classes. So now I'm just going to show you how to do that. So my suggestion would be, go to Schedule Builder and go to Schedule Builder here, okay? And then make sure you select the courses that you had before and the break that you selected and generate schedules. So make sure that that is your schedule. Okay. You should only have one schedule if you're already enrolled. So you're gonna have all these current schedule. So make sure you select those and then find the schedule that you want and put this. So I'm sure you have double screen, right? Put this one on one screen. So this will be the registered course for you. Okay. And then at the same time, pick a gen-eds that can fit into your current schedule. So now I'm gonna show you how to do that. So search for class. And for campuses, select University Park and location for University Park as well. Okay. And additional search criteria, if you want to find a gen-ed, so then you will choose general education and of course attribute value. It's up to you if you want to take arts, social behavioral science, or humanities. So you can just pick whatever you need or which one you want to take first, and then compare with this your current schedule. So for example, this one, it looks good from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I don't have anything. And usually gen-eds is 3 times a week, so it looks like I'm pretty free Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I can fit a gen-ed from 10 to 3. So here I can just select Monday, and then put 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, so the trick here is, if you want to find class for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you only select Monday or Wednesday or Friday, because if you try to select all of them, it's not going to work. I don't know why, but this is how the system works. And now if you click search, they're going to give you all the courses that's on Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 3 p.m. Okay, now you can just find one and then fit that into your schedule. So if you select that and click on next, and then that class is in your shopping cart, but you're not registered yet. So always go to enroll and proceed, and then finish enroll. Then that gen-ed is added to a schedule. Okay? So same thing for first year seminar. Instead of choosing general education, we're gonna choose, so here it's the same thing, select University Park. Location is also University Park, and under this additional search criteria, select first year engagement program and first year seminar. So this is how you do for first year seminar, okay? You guys are awesome. Everybody is paying attention, and I really appreciate that. Okay, and I think this is all I have. Any general questions so far? Yes?
Why do you select the core classes first and then add the...
Okay, so because we can't find gen-eds from Schedule Builder.
Okay.
unless you know the course number. So for example here, when we add course, we can only add the subject and the number. So there's no way that we know if one class is a gen ed or not. That's why we're using LinePath, using this search tool to find classes that satisfy GA, GH, or GS for a first year seminar. So we can fit that into the schedule. However, if you know specific, for example, if you know Sociology 12 is a gen ed, then what you can do here is you can just type Sociology 12, and then you can add that to our course. If you already know the course number, that is a gen ed, you can do that in Schedule Builder, but if you don't know what you want to take, go to LinePath. Okay? So before any other questions, I just want to stress, 3 things. First, always check your holds. If there's anything under your account, you can register. Second, if you want to schedule core classes, math, physics, chem, econ, we do it in Schedule Builder. Any other classes such as GA, GH, and GS, and first year seminar, we do it in LinePath using the search. Okay? You guys are perfect. You're all paying attention. It's awesome.
Okay, and next year, when you guys talk to other people and you realize, oh, this sounds like a great gen ed I want to take, and you know for sure that it is, you can put that in your schedule builder. This is just to kind of help you phase into LinePath today. Okay? All right, a couple things that I want to talk about real quick before we get started. Again, don't log in yet because we're not, if you're logged in, that's fine, but you might be logging out if you get called early. If you've not done your NSO survey, okay, that's the one that tells us what AP credits and transfer credits you're bringing in, you need to log on to this website and do that now. The students that completed that activity before coming to NSO, we've got record of that. You guys will get called first to talk with the advisor, but in the meantime, I need the rest of you to do this now. It just makes that advising thing go just smoothly. If you're not sure, you can still log on to that and see. And if you didn't print it out, that's fine because the advisors are going to get it electronically. Yes.
What if we don't get our scores back till tomorrow?
Yeah. When you get your scores back, that's great. You know what the plan. You're not going to be able to schedule anything until it's on your LinePath transcript. So however long it takes for college boards to get those scores to Penn State, and then for the registrar's office to actually get it on your transcript on LinePath. That has to be done before you can schedule forward. Okay. Yes.
I completed it in Word document and printed it out.
That's fine.
I don't know if it would be submitted online.
If you did that, then it would.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I did it that way too.
And I didn't submit anything online or fill it out.
Did it on a Word doc.
It downloaded as a Word document, I filled it out, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's how mine did it.
Let me take a look.
You click on it and that's how it goes.
It comes up as a document. You can click on that website. What we're going to do is Ryan is going to call some names out. We have 6 advisors, so 6 of you will get called out. When your name is called, you're going to take everything with you. Make sure you're logged out of LinePath because somebody else is going to be taking over that computer. You guys that are getting called first will go to the the overflow room first. I don't want to build your expectation up to, the people that are here to be jealous. It's much cooler in the other room. Okay, we'll go with that. But as soon as we get those students out, and then we'll call, we'll see who doesn't have a computer, and then we'll get the rest of you guys set up. Go ahead, Brian.
Alright guys, so I'm going to be calling just these first people I call. I'm going to ask you to grab all of your